Good morning. It's 7 a.m. and this is Abraham and Douglas on the British Whisperers Show.
Today is a special day, 18 January 1911. Exactly 30 years ago, the Germans embarked on a journey headed by William II and his Chancellor Otto von Bismarck to strive to become the new power in Europe. This upcoming nation has lots of potential as Germany is thriving in their economy, science, government, and industry.
However positive the news is for its German citizens, British leaders such as Edward VII are closely monitoring the nation as they fear another Napoleon uprising lurking somewhere in Germany. For the next 15 minutes, we'll be discussing the development of certain aspects of this nation leading up to the sheer strength of our distant neighbors.
So what instigated the development of Germany? Well, it all started just 30 years ago, not in Germany, but in France actually. All the German princes gathered in the glittering Hall of Mirrors at the French Palace of Versailles. A year back, they had just defeated Napoleon III in a Franco-Prussian war, and Germany was already waiting to start developing.
A confident Kaiser by the name of William II and his Chancellor Otto von Bismarck were prepared to offer Germany a chance to become the greatest power in all of Europe.
How did Germany become the industrial giants of Europe?
By the late 1800s, German chemical and electrical industries were setting the standard worldwide. Their excessive amount of iron and coal resources jump-started their development far beyond any other nation, as they were the basic ingredients that fed the growth of the industry.
Germany was also lucky enough to have a disciplined and educated workforce that aided the economy. This in turn helped the population exponentially grow from 41 million citizens to a massive 67 million around 1914. Comparing our slope of increasing population to Germany's from 1871 to 1911, it is obvious that their economic situation was better suitable than ours, thus increasing their population from 41 million to 67 million, while ours only increased from 22 million to 33 million. An example of an industry that boomed during the growth of Germany was the House of Krupp in 1871. It started out small, but over time, its productions, with its workforce, started to increase until it produced weapons and steel for a world market.
How did science and government affect Germany? German industrialists were the first to see actual value of science being applied to the art of developing new products. The government also contributed as they sought to change the economy after 1871. The government issued a single currency, reorganized banking systems, and built railroad systems throughout various German states.
During this gold age of science in Germany, many nifty inventions were created that affected the world. In 1893, Ferdinand von Zeppelin finalized his drawings for the Zeppelin, as it was later widely used. In 1903, Richard Fiedler put together his flamethrower.
In 1908, Merida Benz made the coffee filter. Although I like my tea, these little paper bags are used worldwide. So who exactly was Otto von Bismarck?
Bismarck was born in Schönhausen, which was a wealthy family estate located west of Berlin in the Prussian province of Saxony. His father, Karl Wilhelm Ferdinand von Bismarck, was a junk estate owner and a former Prussian military officer. His mother was Wilhelmine Louise Mencken, who was a well-educated daughter of a senior government official in Berlin. Bismarck was well-educated with a gift of conversation. He was fluent in English, French, Italian, Polish, and Russian. Our Chancellor was a man who contributed greatly to the German development. His name was Otto von Bismarck. Like the Congress of Vienna, Bismarck sought to enforce the balance of power by isolating France. He famously quoted, "Water rats do not fight with land rats," and thus he implied he did not wish to compete with our nation. This map shows the divided France as they are ringed by strong nations such as Austria, Prussia, and the Netherlands. Just like all these nations, Otto von Bismarck also strove to keep the French isolated as Germany was north of France. Germany's position next to Prussia and Austria gave Otto von Bismarck many chances to create deep trust and warm relationships between the nations. Divided by a body of water, Britain did not contribute much to keeping France in line. This is what Otto von Bismarck sounded like. Remember, this was recorded back in 1884.
He was already in his mid-50s when he initially took action. He set out to erase all local authorities in Germany, the Catholic Church and the Socialists, as they both threatened the imperial state. He was against the Catholic Church because he thought the clergy would value the Church above his own authority. He foolishly launched a campaign called the Kulturkampf on the Church. The Kulturkampf, or a battle for civilization, consisted of passing laws that gave state the right to supervise Catholic education and improve the appointment of priests.
Unfortunately for Bismarck, this horribly backfired on him as the faithful rallied behind the church and the Catholic Center Party gained strength in the Reichstag. He soon made peace with the church and turned back the clock. His second mistake was when he attempted to dissolve the Socialists due to their growing power in the society. In the 1870s, German Marxists organized a Social Democratic Party, which called for a true parliamentary democracy and laws to improve conditions for the working class. The uprising of this group sparked the fear of revolution inside Bismarck. His second mistake was when he attempted to dissolve the Socialists due to their growing power in the society. In the 1870s, German Marxists organized a Social Democratic Party, which called for a true parliamentary democracy and laws to improve conditions for the fundamental working class. The uprising of this group sparked fear of a revolution inside Bismarck.
In response, he passed laws that dissolved socialist groups, shut down their newspapers, and banned their meetings. But once again, repression backfired, unifying workers in support of the socialist cause. This time, he approached another method that included wooing his workers away from socialism. He did this by sponsoring laws to protect them. These laws included health, accident, and old age insurance.
By 1912, it was obvious that Bismarck planned only party work. This was seen due to the fact that year, the Social Democratic Party had the most seats. This verified that workers that benefited from these laws did not abandon socialism. However, Bismarck did prove that it was possible to improve conditions without initiating a revolution. The system of economic safeguard was developed over time by later nations that greatly increased the government's position in providing for the needs of its citizens. This is Otto von Bismarck's signature. He used this to sign many documents and treaties. A famous treaty that he signed was the Reinsurance Treaty in 1887.
Who was Kaiser William II? In his early years, his father traumatized him. Wilhelm, from 6 years of age, was tutored and heavily influenced by the 39-year-old teacher George Hinspeter. As a teenager, he was educated at Kassel at the Friedrichs Gymnasium and the University of Bonn, where he became a member of Corps Borussia Bonn. Wilhelm possessed a quick intelligence, but unfortunately, this was often overshadowed by his temper. Wilhelm II was the last emperor of Germany. However, he had many siblings that were queens and princes of Prussia. This is quite ironic in the sense that the German military had defeated the Prussians in the Franco-Prussian War, at which time his brother, Henry, was Prince of Prussia, and his sister, Charlotte, was Princess of Prussia. In 1888, William II desired to influence the new German state. William insisted that Bismarck ought to resign. This was due to the fact that he clearly stated, "There is only one master in the Reich, and that is I." William resisted democratic reforms. However, at the same time, his government provided services from social welfare to cheap transportation and electricity. What exactly did he support?
He was a supporter of the military as he excessively funded them to modernize military machines. This greatly supported Germany's force as it was already powerful.
The reign of the German economy all started after a series of battles as they engaged the French troops in multiple battles, each victorious. The first taste of blood was at the Battle of Wissenberg, August 4th, 1870, against the Franco-Prussians. The second experience on the battlefield was in the same year, a few days later, against the French side on August 6th, known as the Battle of Worth, as the German Crown Prince defeats French forces. Their last taste of blood before the World War I was in 1871, once again against the French in the Siege of Belfort, which occurred during the Franco-Prussian War.
These victorious battles fueled the craving of William II to spend an excessive amount of money to expand military technology in Germany. Eager to once again spread German territory, he vigorously expanded the German navy in an attempt to compete with the British power. This action, however, contradicted Bismarck's theory that water rats do not fight land rats. These actions built the tension on the eve of World War I. Even though Kaiser William II looks to never blunder, when he was little, one of the reasons he kept his pants tucked into his boots was because he had an involuntary bladder control problem.
So tell me, do you think that Great Britain is inferior to Germany? This was Douglas and Abraham reporting to you live from London, England. As always, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you again, same time, same place, same quality.